Thank you.
Emptiness in there.
Nah, it's fine.
You ever seen Holes? You've seen Holes, right?
Yeah.
Where he grabs the water and he's like, "You hear that? That's empty space in there. Fill it up." You never seen that scene? You've seen that scene.
Yes, I've seen it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It was funny. It's funny in the moment. Anyways, yesterday in the car, bro, I thought of the shit. I fucking started dying because of just how you can look at it both ways. You can look at it in an innocence stance, and then also look at it in like damn, like you didn't know shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, it'll make sense. So like this was around 5th grade.
Oh, I thought this was like the other day.
No, this is like
okay.
5th grade, and that's why it's like innocent, I guess. But
Yeah.
anyway, so around that time, I was heavily watching South Park. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch South Park?
No. I wasn't
figured.
allowed to.
We weren't either. We sneaked in, and every time my parents walked by, we got to like switch it back.
Yeah.
But there was this one episode where Cartman was talking about, like I think the episode had to do with like sex, and he's like, "Oh, all you have to do is just stick it in her and pee." And for the and me being in 5th grade, I was like really, like that's it, like that. I was like all I knew about sex, and at that point, like at that age, I was watching porn, but like I had no idea about like any of this shit. And so
Right, you didn't know if like these people were actually just peeing.
right, like the
okay.
concept of like I guess like having a baby and like all that shit.
Right.
Like I knew very minimal. And like I believed that shit for a long time. Like the whole you stick it in her and pee. And it got me thinking, like, I was like, what the fuck? Like my biggest worry my biggest worry was like, what if I pee too much and the baby comes out yellow? And I was like, that's why I came out yellow, because of the whole like jaundice and everything.
Sube el volumen.
Hautbox.
Tiene algo enorme para ti.
Si te ofrecen droga, te van a decir que se siente bien padre, que te vas a reír.
And for the longest time, I was like, oh my God, like that makes so much sense. That makes sense why babies come out yellow, because it's too much pee. And then, I don't know, somewhere along like the next year or like the 7th grade, somewhere around that time, I was like,
You
okay,
had like
that's it.
the like health or whatever health class.
I don't even know if it was health class. I probably just like movies or shows or whatever the fuck it was. It was another show or another movie, but it wasn't South Park anymore.
What the fuck?
Because even in middle school, like our health class was barely, bro, it was like minimal. Like, my first health class was probably like health, like sex ed was probably like in high school.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't even come before that.
Wow. I think like I think it was in elementary school. That was the earliest memory I have of like a health class, because they came into like our 5th grade class and separated the boys and the girls, and then they showed us like different movies, and then for the girls, like we all got like a little bag, and they had like pads and like wipes and shit like that. And I personally did not get my period until I was in 7th grade. Was it? Yeah, like 7th grade, which was like I was a late bloomer. I knew girls that had it when they were in 5th grade, right? Like 4th, 5th grade, and they had already gotten their periods. So whatever, like all that shit was like super new to me. I was like, oh my God, like what is this? Because I wasn't in that like phase, if you will, but other girls were. So we had that, and I was like, oh, okay, like, so this is what's going to happen. And then because of that, at that time, I got really spooked, and I got really scared about like when I was going to get mine. And I mean, it didn't come for like years, but that was like my earliest one. And then, but they didn't obviously talk about sex or anything like that until like middle school was when they started talking about like reproductive organs and shit like that. But
Damn.
yeah, that was kind of it.
So, I mean, obviously your sister was older than you. Like, your family never talked to you about any of this.
No. Like even when I got my period, there was no sit down of like, this is how things are going to be from now on. Like there was no little talk between me and my mom. I think she had that talk with my older sister, but I never got that talk. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I remember vividly the first time I ever got my period. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? And it was early in the morning. And I called my mom to the bathroom. She got up and she was like, oh, like, and then she gave me a pad. And she didn't even tell me, like, she didn't tell me how to put it on or like whatever. I kind of figured it out. And like, that was that. And then after that, she like bought me a pack of like pads and shit. But
she still didn't talk to you about it. Like,
no, I
what's gonna happen
mean,
from now on?
yeah, no, it wasn't like, oh, well, you're gonna get cramps or like this and that and like PMS, like none of that. It was just like, here's a pad, here you go, and just tell me when you need more.
So I have a question, and maybe you don't remember, but when you feel like your period is coming, you start to get like you feel like there's effects that you feel beforehand,
Right.
right? Like, do those cramps come beforehand too, or is that more like an after effect?
No, they come beforehand. Like they come a whole week before. Like that's when I know. Like I get cramps next week. I'm getting my period.
So that when you first had it the first time, you didn't feel that beforehand. It just like you just woke up one day and it's like that was it.
No, but I didn't know that I was gonna get it because obviously your body's getting ready for this like first period. So any cramps or any like hormonal changes that I was like going through, I didn't really understand. They were kind of happening leading up to it, so I didn't know that like okay, this is the period time, you know. So
Yeah,
it was kind of confusing, but we're here now.
that's crazy. How do you think my mom feels being like the only girl in the house? Because one, they never
Probably
talk.
fucking sucks. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think so in that sense that she has no one else to talk to about this whole situation. Like even when she's feeling when she has her period and she has like an off week, we don't really know because she doesn't tell us that it's happening.
I feel like there's even with like the older generation, I guess, or parents, that just like is not talked about. It's just like no, like she just wouldn't go out and like tell you guys. You know, I feel like it's just taboo. Like, okay,
Yeah,
well, you guys
yeah,
are boys.
really.
I'm not gonna tell you guys, obviously. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how she feels. She probably feels like, I don't know, it's her own thing and stuff, and she has to take care of it. And I don't know. I mean, have you ever noticed when your mom's like on her period?
The most that I would notice would be like wrappings in the trash can.
Okay. But like no like mood changes or anything like that that give you any like hints and stuff like that?
No.
No? Okay.
And I don't know if that's because I'm oblivious to it or she's done a really good job at masking it.
Right.
So
Probably both.
yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, growing up with a lot of girls in the house and then just my dad, but like only girls, everyone synced up. If one person had their period, everyone had their period, and it was a hectic time. But it didn't last too long because then everyone started leaving and stuff, but bless you.
Thank you. How do you think your dad felt?
My dad's always been super supportive. Like I remember sometimes, you know, because I always talk about how my parents like have worked forever since I was born. They've always worked, and my dad has always been the one to stay at home in the evenings. And like when we need pads and stuff, we'd have to tell him like, hey, can you take me to the store? And, you know, he had to buy them and stuff like that. But he was never embarrassed. He was never like grossed out, like, hey, you go do it or whatever. Like my dad's like, no, like here, you gotta buy pads for your period, okay? So I think having girls really, like, I think my dad is so sweet because growing up, obviously we all have like our cute clothes, like pink stuff, like here and there. And I think it's really funny up until now, up until when we went to Mexico, because I took these headphones and he didn't download any music. So I let him listen to my music on my phone. And he like put on the headphones or whatever. And it just reminded me, bless you,
Thank you,
of like growing up, how we would have all these girly accessories. And he would sometimes have to like for example, use the car. And our car had like girly ass lanyards and like just cutesy shit. And he would just take it. He'd be like, yeah, he'd put it around his neck. We'd be walking in the store or whatever. And he would just have it. Because he'd be like, what are they going to say to me? Like, I have daughters, you
Right.
know? And I'm like, oh, Dad, you're so sweet.
And your dad doesn't even sound like the type that would care about someone else's opinion either. And
Right. He's
"What the
like, I don't
fuck?"
give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I love girl dads. I think they're so fun. But like they're really caring and understanding and stuff. So
I feel like I just got,
allergies?
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I have nothing.
I just, I felt like an itch. I'm like, oh shit, like what is that? It's weird.
No. I have ibuprofen.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
The first time I ever had any kind of experience with a friend who was a girl who had her period was my neighbors, because our families were really close. And I remember one day, I saw my mom at school. And I was, what the fuck is my mom doing here? I think it
I
was
was like,
my
I'm in
mom.
trouble.
And it's because my friend that's my mom's goddaughter. And
Oh,
so
okay.
she called my mom to bring her pads because she had her period in school. And she had no idea what to do. She was super embarrassed. And like I
Oh.
didn't know about this until like after the fact. Because again, she didn't want to tell anybody because she was the
Right.
oldest sibling and the oldest sister. And so like it was a huge moment
Right.
for everybody. And yeah, for like the longest time, like that was my only
Experience.
experience and exposure to any of that. Even until like, dude, I don't even know, until like definitely 18,
What about
19.
what about when you were like dating?
Good question. And what do you mean?
Like dating and then like the girl, like obviously, I mean, I don't know if you dated like long term or not, like throughout high school and stuff. And because I remember, I don't know where I was going with that. No, but like if you had an experience with like a girlfriend that you really got to know and stuff like that, and kind of got to know that, oh, okay, like she gets her period, obviously. So, you know, like being with her during that time. I don't know if you've ever like experienced.
Yes, not to like the full extent, because I had a relationship for 4 years in high school, and so I remember that she was explaining to me that her periods were really bad, and her cramps were terrible, and I was like, well, like what helps her is like heat.
Heat
Like
pad,
having
heating
heat
pad.
pads or something. And so there was this teddy bear that you put in the microwave, which sounds really bad, but you put this teddy bear in the microwave and then you just hold the teddy bear.
No, that's
And
cool.
so I got her that, and I think she used it for like a year, and then like it just either stopped working or stopped heating up or something. I personally think they should have put it in the microwave. That shit sounds like I don't know, like fucking cancer, you know, like the
But like, is
radio
it
waves and shit.
designated like a designated heating pad that is supposed to heat up in the microwave?
Yes, that's put in the microwave, and then like you hold it.
Then I think it's fine.
I guess, but you never put like maruchan in the microwave, and your mom's like, nah, it's gonna give you cancer, like gusanos and shit.
Oh
No.
my god, no! I kid you not. All of us that grew up with maruchan, like 40 years, 50 years from now, there's gonna be fucking TV commercials that are like, if you ever had a maruchan in the microwave, whatever, you're entitled to compensation. We're all gonna get
Bro,
fucking cancer
I'm fucking calling the number because dude, we ate this shit for years.
on the daily.
Jonathan loved like the spicy shrimp ones. Fire. Those are fire.
I don't like the shrimp ones. Like, it smells so bad.
The shrimps are like this big too. They're like so
right,
tiny.
like that has to be fake. They have to be fake shrimp. But what was I gonna say? No, I usually stick with the regular chicken, you know, the OG chicken. But later on, when they came out with their chicken with chile, so good.
There's this movie on Amazon, I believe. Have you ever seen Hangover?
The Hangover.
Yeah. You know, like the dentist. So he is the dentist from Hangover. I don't know what his fucking name. I'm terrible with names. But him.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He decides that he wants to have a kid, but he decides to hire a. Oh my god, I'm blanking out here. What's the name for a surrogate?
Okay.
He wants to hire a surrogate, and like it basically shows the process of that whole process of hiring a surrogate and going through the process of her having the kid, and it shows like their story. And it turns out, actually, I don't think they find out what the sex of the baby is, but it turns out the more she learns more about him, the more she learns that he doesn't really know anything about girls. And so if it does end up being a girl, he's
not
gonna be
gonna know
clueless,
anything.
exactly,
Yeah.
because he's by himself too.
Oh,
And so
okay.
at the end of the movie, she shows him how to insert a tampon. And that, to me, that was my first time ever seeing that shit, bro. I watched this movie like literally 2 months ago. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that shit's crazy.
Well,
This
putting a
is just,
tampon in?
like, I guess, yeah, like unwrapping it and like the whole process of putting it in. That shit's insane.
I do not care about what anyone says. The fucking instructions on the tampon, because sometimes they come with like instructions or whatever. It always shows that fucking picture of the person like putting their foot on the toilet and like a whole like standing up and then having to insert it. Like, I think I tried that once because that's what it said on the thing. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is how you do it. It was like one of the very first times I tried one. And I was like, this kind of hurts. Like, this is not comfortable. And then was when I did watch videos on it. And I was like, oh, okay, so you don't have to do that. But yeah, I don't know why they would put that instruction on there. Like, I feel like it's counterproductive. Yeah. But how did you feel?
I felt like this is something that I should have known. Because I've been dating since I was like 15. So I definitely should have known this, but it being the first time that I saw it, I was very, I guess, just surprised. And I mean, I don't even know if surprised is the right word, because I don't think it's not, how can I say this? It seems like common sense.
Right. You
But
just
it
didn't
isn't.
know.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know, since like you were saying, you had just discovered how to insert it. So there's actually a thing that I think most Hispanic people go through, or like Latino people, girls, if you guys have gone through this, I definitely have, was where when I first started my period, I would only use pads. And then I remember I was in middle school and some girls were wearing tampons. And it was a lot of girls who did sports. This one girl in particular, she was a swimmer, and I knew that she used them. And I was like, oh man, like I ran track in middle school. So I was like, maybe wearing a tampon would be better. And I remember like telling my mom, like, I'm not going to get these pads anymore. I'm going to get tampons. And she was like, what? No. She's like, tampons are for married women. That's for people who have sex. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, but I know that these girls do not, So like, what's the truth? And it was just such a taboo, like frowned upon thing that after that, I did not wear tampons until I was in high school, and I kind of saved up my own money, and then I bought my own box of tampons. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to wear tampons now because from what I hear, they're just easier, whatever. The first time I ever tried to put one in, fucked it up. Did not put it in far enough, if you will. And I was like, okay, so, people say they don't feel anything, whatever. And throughout the day, I'm like, I definitely feel this, bitch. Like, what? And that's when I was like, I don't think I put it in right. And then I tried again and stuff. It sucked because I had to like waste a couple of them, but then I got it. And then after that, I was like, what? Like, these are so much better than pads. Like, what was I doing before this, Because now pads just feel like fat ass diapers. So I remember when my mom found out that I was wearing tampons, she was like, you're having sex.
Damn.
And I was like, no, even though I think I was. I was like, no.
Don't let her watch this one.
Yeah, I was like, no, like a lot of girls at my school wear these, like they do sports and stuff like that. They're so comfortable, like you don't feel anything. And she was like, well, I just don't think that's right. Those are for people who are sexually active, like this and that. Like, you're basically not a virgin anymore because you wore a tampon. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to continue wearing them. And she was a little pressed, but I think later on she kind of understood that that was not the case. And I mean, I still wear them to this day. So,
Bro, isn't that mentality so crazy?
it's so, like, how do you think this? Like, that's how I know, like, no one had sex ed at all ever. Like before. So I was like, what the fuck? Because I know so many girls that say the same thing. Like, my mom would be like, no, that's for married women. Or I remember my mom also saying that it was for women who have already had a baby. And I was like, what? Like, how?
Right.
Just like the really old school mentality of like, just because it goes in your vagina, you're not a virgin anymore, you know? So I'm like, that's so stupid. And it's sad because some girls, like, they don't know that, or they don't have the resources to know that that's not the case, you know, like having safe sex ed talks in school and stuff, like, especially public school, they suck.
But I think that's the issue, that we can't rely on schools.
I get it, but I totally understand. But I will say a little bit is better than nothing.
No, that isn't to say that like schools aren't responsible at all, but I think CPS in general is just fucking trash, to be honest. I am a product of CPS, but I know that they
obviously do not do well.
Like, what you should know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I guess like that, like I said, they should be responsible because they are holding your kid for damn near 8 hours,
right?
And are playing
every
a huge
single
part,
day for
right?
half a year,
and for the next like 12 years,
exactly. Yeah.
So like they're playing a huge part in your kid's development, so they definitely should. But I feel like I'm in a place in my life where I want to be, because the topic of sex has just been so muted in our family for the past X years. This is something that we just never talk about.
Yeah.
To the furthest extent is that my parents usually say, my dad actually never talked to this man about it. But my mom, all she's ever said is just don't get a girl pregnant.
You're like, damn, okay, I can't be in her.
What do you want? You're stupid. Nah, but I was like, what do you want me to do with that information? Like, don't get a girl pregnant? Like, okay, like, you know how much other shit there is to learn besides just not getting someone pregnant?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I feel like there is no sense of, I don't even know what the word is, urgency, awareness, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially in this community.
No, for sure. I agree. I didn't come from CPS, but I think the most I remember from high school, from our like actual like sex ed classes and stuff, it was, looking back, like a lot of this information is just like scare tactics. You know, it really wasn't learning about stuff. It was more of like, let me show you this disgusting picture of herpes and what can happen to you. And how, like, if you have sex, this is possibly what's going to happen. So they didn't even tell us like how to have safe sex or anything like that to prevent this, which was like really extreme, you know? And there's like steps before you get to that they did not teach us. It was like the best form of birth control is just abstinence.
Yep.
Like, just do not have sex. Like, what? You're telling a bunch of horny ass 16-year-olds that the best method is just don't do it.
That's only gonna want to make them do it even more.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Let me reset this real quick.
And something that I also see to this day, I don't even really know, is that I remember learning that when you have sex, guys can still pre-cum in you and you can get pregnant.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God, like, can't they pre-cum every single time? And I was just like always so scared. I'm like, what is this like pre-cum phenomenon?
So I know a ton of guys don't know this because like this is how accidents happen because people say like I pulled out, like I don't understand what happened.
Yeah.
Well, usually pre-cum is only a factor if you masturbated beforehand because there could still be cum in the pre-cum. Pre-cum in itself is more like a lubricant.
Okay. Oh, I
Right.
didn't know this.
Right, exactly. So like it's still in like that tube, and there's like two tubes in the penis. The one is for pee, and one is for cum. And so, if like you masturbated beforehand, there's gonna be a chance that you could still get the girl pregnant even if you pull out. And like this is not talked about. I'm telling you, bro. I learned this shit like when I was like fucking 18, like
Damn,
not even
okay.
18, like 20, and I was having sex since I was like 17. So you're gonna tell me that for 3 years my ass was over here just like praying that nothing happened?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I think it's a big miracle. A lot of people did not get pregnant because, I mean, a lot of people did. They have. But yeah, I don't know. There's just like miracles that just did not happen. And I was like, wow. Because that shit should have happened a lot. But no. I remember also very young. I remember these girls, as soon as they turned 13, they were wet as though. As soon as they turned 13, their parents, like their moms, got them on birth control. And I was like, what? And I remember going into high school, birth control was like more, like the pill was a more and more like common thing between like young girls. But none of my Hispanic friends no one was taking birth control, only mostly like the Weta girls. And I remember some girls saying, like going to their moms and being like, hey, I have really bad cramps. I think birth control is like the thing for me to like control them, whatever, which is fair because, you know, obviously some girls do get really bad cramps and stuff like that. But it was a way for them to have access to that because if not, like, I remember bringing up the topic, like tiptoeing around the topic with my mom. She was not having it. And basically, if you ask for birth control, you're like, you're having sex.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, no, you're not going to do that. So I remember I got birth control. As soon as I turned 18, I was like, I'm going to get it because now I can, you know, but I really wish that I would have had access to it. Like beforehand, you know, just to be preventative and stuff, because I just thought it would have been like way safer and stuff like that. But
So I 100% believe that there's probably someone listening who is in your exact position. What do they do? Like let's say like they talk to their parents and they try getting on birth control and their mom or dad was like no,
okay.
but now they're 18.
Oh, now they're 18.
Yeah.
Go to the Planned Parenthood. Like that's what I did. Go to Planned Parenthood, a free clinic. If you go through a doctor, doctors are they're gonna prescribe it, and it's gonna be kind of expensive. Like then you got copay and like all this stuff. And also if you go through a gyno, I mean you can ask if they have, because I know it's expensive. They have, what was I gonna say? Oh, they have alternatives and stuff. They have the off-brand kind of birth control and stuff, which is cool if they have, which is going to be a little cheaper. But if not, go to the free clinic or your closest Planned Parenthood, because they have a bunch of options. They literally give you a whole pamphlet. You don't have to get the pill. You can get the ring. You can get the shot. There's patches, there's implants, there's different kinds. They even have the IUD, I believe. And it all depends on like your price range, whatever. I remember for, I think 3 to 4 years, I had the pill and they took it to CVS. It was like, there's also different kinds of pills. I got it at CVS and it would be $9 a month, which was super affordable. So it was around like $25, $26. for a 3-month supply, which was awesome. And I only had to go pick it up once. So once you turn 18, your info is not available to even your parents. So they can't go and be like, what are you doing? What are you on?
At CVS.
Well, at any
anywhere.
hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. Any medical things that you have going on, like HIPAA covers you. So they're not allowed to release any of your information. So you guys can do that. There is 2 types of, from my knowledge, of pill birth control, which is I believe one of them is like the Sunday Start. There's like the 1 hormone and then the 2 hormone one. The 1 hormone, you have to be like super on point with when you take it. You have to take it the exact same time every single day, because if not, because it's only 1 hormone, I think it can like fuck it up really easily. But if you have the 2 hormone pill or whatever, I personally think it's a little more like lenient.
What does that mean?
Like, I'll give you an example. A lot of the times I would fuck up and not take it at the same time every single day. I would take it within an hour or 2 hours of when I was supposed to take it. So let's say I would take it at 10 a.m. every single day, but I forgot and I have to take it at 1. It was still fine. You know, like if I took it at 1 p.m., it was a little couple hours past due, but it was still okay.
I don't want to sidetrack you, but I think I was asking about the 1 hormone versus 2 hormone. Like, what's the difference between, like, why is the 1 hormone gonna fuck you up more than the 2 hormone?
Oh, no, if you miss it. If you miss taking it, the 1 hormone is not going to work as effectively. You know, where it's like with the 2, it's a little bit more lenient. I don't really know why. I just remember
what you mean now.
You know what I mean? I know my friend was taking it, and they usually do the Sunday Start. So I don't know. It all depends on how you want to take it and how you think your schedule is going to work with taking the pill.
That's fucking crazy. There's
like so many
much.
levels to it. There really is. I know my sister, she has like the implant, and I think she just got it taken out, and I think it was for a couple of years. But I've heard some horror stories on the implant. I think she had her period for like 5 months in a row. So there's some girls that don't get their period at all when they're on birth control, and then there's some that have like this excessive bleeding. So I think just going and talking to your doctor, your general doctor, or if you're going to go to the free clinic, speaking with them about like the side effects and stuff like that. Because it's good to be informed and to go as soon as you see like a problem arise.
Do you feel like now that you guys have gotten older, your relationship with this topic has gotten a little bit easier with your mom? Or you guys still don't talk about it at all?
No, we do talk about it now because when I went off to college, I got a UTI. I got a UTI and it was really, really bad. So I had to go to the doctor, and obviously like I'm under my parents' insurance. So I had to call them, and I called my mom. I was like, hey, I have to go to the doctor because I think I have like UTI. And she was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like just use the cards, whatever. And that was like the first time we ever really spoke about something like that. And she was like, well, I just want you to be safe and make sure that you're taking care of your body. So go to the doctor. And if you feel like you have to go to the doctor, do it, because I would just want you to be safe. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah.
I feel like a lot of the whole sex discussion has gotten a little bit more lenient in my house, because now my mom like jokes about it, or like she's expecting grandkids, so there's like been like jokes thrown around, and so I feel like we're headed in a good path to where everybody's a little bit more comfortable talking about it, but I know we're still
miles away,
and I'm not even sure if we'll ever get there, to be honest, because I don't know. It's just one of those conversations that my family is just not comfortable having.
Yeah, it's just like really uncomfy. Like, ugh. like sex jokes, let's not do that. Sex on TV, let's not watch that. Like it's really awkward. I don't really know. Like, do you feel like later on you want to break that stigma?
Dude, I'm trying to break that shit right now, to be honest with you. Like, just being more comfortable in my own body, I guess,
Right.
to begin with, and then passing it off to my kids and being like,
Right.
this is your body, this is what there is to know about it. And like making sure they know, I guess, I'm not even sure like what an appropriate age is. Like, I don't know these answers.
There's definitely
until,
levels to it. I know a lot of parents now that are parenting. They didn't grow up having all that like sex ed talk and stuff like that, and now there's a lot of doctors suggesting, and like teachers and stuff too, suggesting that you should talk to your kids since like as soon as they can understand things. Obviously, you're not going to be like, this is what sex is. Like, no, you're going to start off little by little because they're becoming more aware of their own bodies, and just using age appropriate terms and stuff is going to help them like later on. And I know another tip that a lot of parents have is that you're not going to call, and I guess I understand this, but you're not going to call like a penis and a vagina like other little names and stuff. Like you call it for what it is,
Right.
because that's what they are. And I think that really just helps like the development of children.
Well, yeah, then I guess I'll do that and see what else there is to do, and just let them know that also don't, like, for me personally, I don't want them to feel like in order to have sex, they need to go and like sneak off and do it. Not to say that they're allowed to do it in my house and shit, like I'm not like welcoming it, but me telling them like it's a bad thing.
Counterproductive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And,
they're
like,
gonna
it's
do it anyways.
Exactly. And now they're gonna go and do it in secret, and now it's just
And it's going to be
one of those things.
unsafe. Yeah. Like you want them to be responsible and knowledgeable, and you want to give them the resources. Like, okay, here's some condoms if
Right.
you're going to have sex.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to go and do it, but it's gonna happen. Here's what you should know. Here's how to be safe, and now it's up to you
Yep.
to make the best decision. So I wish somebody had that conversation with me, because even when I remember, I think I talked about this like early on in the pod. I was watching this movie. What was it? Like, it was like one of the Friday movies, like All About the Benjamins, like one of those movies.
Okay.
And they were showing like a pack of condoms, and you know the lollipops, the brown ones, the caramel ones.
Yeah.
I thought it was those because it was like in the same. You know how like they unravel.
Yeah.
I thought it was like that shit. So I was like, oh, like what is that? I was talking to Pedro, like what is that? And he's like, oh, it's candy. And so not even Pedro was able to
Be comfortable enough to tell you.
exactly.
Yeah, I feel it.
So I can just see like this has levels. Like
to
this
it.
this started with Pedro. My parents weren't even comfortable talking to him about it.
Yeah.
And then eventually led on to Jonathan, and now it's something I want to break.
Mm-hmm.
And I also can't force that on my family. Like if they're uncomfortable with this topic, then they're uncomfortable with it, and they're not ready to have this conversation.
Yeah.
So I can't also go in like, everyone sit down, we're talking about this. Like,
We're
no,
gonna talk
like,
about sex.
like they're gonna see it through example, and and through
But
me.
do you
being comfortable with it.
Do you think now, and I don't want to like say, oh, like there's no point to talk about it now, but do you think that there is a point to talk about it now, even though like you already know what the fuck is up, and
Like,
I'm
we
sure your
all are aware
brothers
of what's
know.
going
Yeah.
on, right? It's a good question. I think so, because it's only going to have if we all have kids, it's only going to trickle down.
Yeah.
And if we get comfortable talking about it, then they're going to get comfortable talking about it, understanding that it's okay, and like I guess like they don't have to hide the fact that they feel a certain type of way. Like, how do I even? Let's say, I don't know how to describe this. Like, let's say they're hanging out with their cousins, right? And one of them starts talking about sex, and their cousin's like, I don't know, like what the
Like I don't
what the
know any
scenario
of
is.
right or okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what scenario I'm trying to paint, but I wouldn't want. How do I describe this? Give me a second. I need to like come up with the right words. I guess like in my head, I'm making up a scenario that probably wouldn't even happen, and I'm probably thinking way too deep into it. But I guess I wouldn't want my kids to be the first exposure of their kids to the topic of sex if it were to come up.
Okay.
And then like they didn't even get talked to about that from their parents. You know what I mean? And so like
Yeah.
now when they go question their parents, aka my brothers, about it, my brothers are gonna come to me like, "Why are your kids talking to my kids about sex?" And it's like not even in that light. You know what I mean? It can
Yeah.
be like in a whole different light. And so I guess like I just want that conversation to be comfortably talked about because it isn't something to be shameful about.
Right. And
So-
I also think because if you guys were all to have kids, I know that you guys would have this sort of like parenting style of like it takes a village. So obviously your kids are going to be babysat by your parents and your brothers and like vice versa and stuff.
Very good
so
point.
there's going to be times where they won't be with you. They'll be with someone else and they have these questions. You would want your parents and your brothers to be knowledgeable
Able to
and
answer
able
it.
to answer appropriately and accurately for them. Yeah.
Right. And I guess this also goes back to my mom because my mom plans on taking care of her kids and like watching over them and babysitting them a lot. And so if she still has that same mindset that she raised us with, like that's a no-go. Like no, dude,
Yeah.
like, you can't raise them like that. Not that you didn't do a bad job. Like I'm sitting here right now and I think I'm a pretty good person, but there's still a lot that I should have learned a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. I'm just not sure if when's the question, basically.
Yeah. Like I said, I think you should start really young, but obviously have it be appropriate and stuff. Yep. Okay, we're going to
sorry about
hop
that.
into some Discord questions. This is very fitting for today's episode. This one is from Tasty Beef. Have y'all ever tried printing nudes from your phone at a CVS or a Walgreens? They said that shit is stressful AF. I personally have not tried to print nudes from like CVS or Walmart or Walgreens or whatever, but I've definitely tried to print pictures where there is some in my phone. So I'm just like trying to scroll really fast and like looking back to make sure no one's behind me to see. But no.
I have a story that I think is kind of fitting to this, but the answer is no. I've never tried to print. But there was this one time I was at work. This was years ago too, and I had a friend group consisted of 4 people, and 2 of those people were dating. And while I was at work, I didn't really keep my phone on me, so it was just like over there charging and shit. And so I go back at the end of the shift to my phone, and I see that there's like a shit ton, like bro, like 100+ texts in this group chat. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I open this group chat, and it says like, don't scroll up, just just delete it. And I was like, all right, I'm a little chismoso, like I kind of have to, right? And so I scroll up all the way to the top, and someone sent their sex tape through the group chat, and like there's cameras on top of where I work at, right? That cover that section, and I'm like, oh fuck, like I gotta, like I'm not trying to like look at this, so I deleted the group chat, but like the dynamic in the group kind of like shifted a little bit. And it just like I personally don't think it should have shifted. I could see that people don't want their business out there, but I'm like, like it's everyone does it,
Yeah.
and it's not something they should be like shameful about or ashamed about. And I don't know. I personally don't think after that day, it just seemed very weird and awkward, you know. And I was like,
That
it's
sucks.
cool, like it's alright, like don't worry about it, like it's okay, it happens.
Damn, dude, but like, there's steps to accidentally sending something in a group chat. Like, was it an accident? What's the truth?
Oh,
All right, next question. This other one is from Ash2325. If you could have your own festival with any artist, dead or alive, who would be your 5 headlines and why?
There's also another question on there that has like something about 5 artists. I think we should just like group these together.
Okay, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, the other one says if you could only listen to 5 artists for the rest of your life, who would they be?
So my 5 are Frank Ocean, Bob Marley, Mac Miller, the Marias. Oh, fuck, I had a 5th. What the fuck was my 5th? See, it wasn't Lil Wayne. People are gonna think Lil Wayne, but it's not Lil Wayne. Because I saw him live and I'm like, all right, this is decent. Oh, it was someone who, bro. Oh, Bruno Mars, bro. Performer as a performer, Bruno Mars, amazing time.
Love, yeah, love.
Great time.
Let's see. I would say mine obviously Frank Ocean too. Like I have to put it in there, put him in there. But I'll say him. I would say Kanye. I would also put Johann Sebastian because my parents always talk about his concert and how good it was. So I would choose him too. That's 3. And then I would really, really want to see Jenny Rivera.
Dude, you know her concerts were amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would say her too. And then that's what, 4? I think I need one more.
You gonna put Nicki in there?
I could put Nicki. I'll put the Barbs in there. I'll put the Barbs. That would be my 5. Okay. This next question is, what's your favorite pair of shoes and why? I would say mine are the ones that I always wear. The sneakers, like the lilac ones.
Is that the same pair that got stuck on your sister's hood or the car or whatever?
No, R.I.P. No, they're not the same ones. But I really miss those shoes. They were so comfortable.
I thought you were gonna pick those.
No, I like these ones. I mean, those are gone now. So these are my fave.
Mine have more to do with, I guess, they were the Moon Rocks. More because that was my favorite. That was the first time I ever won a raffle. And I was like, fuck it, like, that's cool. I get the phone call, I'm gonna go pick them up. And then that's the shoe that I sold to buy my first camera. And so, like, that kind of just, like, jump-started everything for me, I guess.
Damn. You had to give one away to take...
I'm gonna get them back.
something.
I'm gonna get them back.
Okay. Okay, next question. This one's from Jennifer. Have you guys ever seen Wibble cartoons? I don't think I have. I'm not really sure what that is. Next question is from 123 What's Up Hey. Do you consider yourself a night owl or a morning person?
I think as I get older, I'm definitely more of a morning person.
Same. I love mornings. This next one is from Kevin. I really hope I'm not the only crazy kid on here. Did you guys ever watch Vete a la Verge on YouTube? If not, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that up. I feel like I have. The name sounds very familiar.
I never personally did, but I have a lot of friends who did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. This next one is from Michael. Do you think sexy Halloween costumes are overrated? Or what costumes do you think are overrated?
It's only overrated if it's like very low effort. You know?
I feel you. But like, are you talking about sexy costumes?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, I have the same what do you call it? I guess like argument for like karaoke. Like if you're going to do it, fucking do it, you know? Like it could be bad, but like as long as you put your heart in it, like I fuck with it. But personally, do I think sexy costumes are overrated? No, people can do whatever they want, but I like just going ugly, like full out costume. I really like doing that. I told the story about how I think it was 2019. I was like Tyler's Igor.
Dude,
I had the
funny.
fucking wig. I had everything.
The shades, right?
Yeah, I had the shades. Everything was really cool. So.
See, last year for me was huge because that was the first year I like went all out for Halloween. And, what the fuck is his name?
One of the Cheech and Chong guys.
Yeah, I was like, Cheech,
I think it was Cheech.
But that was a good time.
Or was it Chong? No, I think it was Cheech. But yeah. We
No, it
gotta
was Chong. It was Tommy Chong. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta come up with like a really good one for this year. See, if we do a Twilight theme, we can't be Bella or Edward because they're boring. Someone also suggested RBD, but I don't think you didn't watch it like that. So,
I didn't.
So you wouldn't like be passionate about it, you know? All right, next question. Describe your dream home. What's it look like? Where is it and who's there? I think my dream home would be on a farm or like a big piece of land. It'd be like a decently sized house, well furnished, nothing ugly, nothing tacky. Somewhere where there's mountains and I'm there. And I would really want to live with my parents. Have you ever seen those like houses where they have almost like another house in the house? So there's like your house, whatever, kitchen, living room, everything. But then there's another part of the house that has like another kitchen, living room, and stuff like that. A duplex, is it?
Okay.
Something like that. And I would want to live like in my house, but like still have my parents there, or like have them in the back house and whatever. I just want to always have them with me. But that'd be my dream.
I think my answer differs if I was to grow up alone, like if I was to like live by myself versus like with a family.
I mean,
If I
but
was
you're
by
still living
myself-
by yourself.
No, if I was truly by myself at like, I don't know. Anyway, it was my dream house. I personally really fuck with like modern, I guess. How do I describe this? Like a lot of black with big ass windows. In
Like
the
a
woods,
goth house.
I guess. Yeah. Like a lot of black, big ass windows, a lot of green too. So like preferably in the woods somewhere. But like very modern. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. How did your moms react when they first saw your tattoos? My mom, I think we talked about it before. My mom did not react. She knew what was going on. It was fine.
Yeah, I was the last one to get tatted, so my mom she didn't have that big of a reaction.
Yeah. All right. Next question from Francia. Any tips for those who are going to start college? Don't buy books. That's my tip. To try to find free textbooks online. There's a shit from when we went to college till now. There's like a shit ton of like resources for free online books and stuff like that. That back then I just would not have known. Because I think the only options I remember was like Chegg.
Bro, but like they're getting like your options to free books nowadays is just not as like what it was before. Like, even Chegg, I think is stupid expensive. So
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, but I would say try to get free books. There's a bunch of different resources. A lot of people posting like sites online where you can get some free books and stuff. So I would say that.
My biggest tip is that your professors are no longer your teachers in high school. And so they very much, well, it depends on the professor, obviously, but they very much view you as an adult now that you're in college. So becoming friends with them isn't that bad of an idea. Because the
Yeah.
friends who were professors that I befriended in college, they helped me out so much when I was like absent or whatever the case was. Like I missed that whole fucking class for like 8 weeks, and I was like, look, this is a situation, and it is what it is. And she's like, it's okay, like I understand. So just
Like they
befriend them.
understand that
Right.
you also have a life now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So befriend them, and a lot of good things could happen.
Let's see. Next question. Have you ever met a person and immediately felt sinister/evil vibes? Not me personally, but this is a story that I think I don't know who told me this story, but it was about R. Kelly here in Chicago at the Soho House. Someone said they saw R. Kelly and just felt like just this negative energy around him. And, you know, later on, obviously, shit went south. And I was like, damn, like that man just radiates negative energy. That's so scary.
Yeah, that shit's frightening. I know, but I personally haven't really met anyone. I met the opposite, where like I met someone and I'm like, dude, this is an amazing person right here. Like you could just feel it. They're a very happy person.
Yeah. I like those people. My boss is like that. Like the second I hopped on the call with her, she's like, oh my God, like, hi. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're like the biggest ray of sunshine. Next question. Do you prefer smoking at night or during the day?
Oh, in the morning. Not even night or the day, just in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like, I would say like evening, you know, like a good wind down.
Like 6 o'clock?
Yeah, like 6 o'clock.
That's nice too.
Like when it's too late at night, I feel like I can't enjoy it because then I had to go to sleep, you know, and I'm just
I heard that it doesn't hit you as hard if there's no like light around you.
Oh, really?
So if you're in the dark smoking, I don't think it has like that much of an effect. So I don't know.
Damn. Everyone that smokes in their dark
Like, damn,
in their
bro, I'm high
fucking
as shit,
closet.
bro. He's in their closet.
Next question. Your favorite childhood toy? I have a lot of like baby pictures of me holding a little Dipsy Teletubby doll. So I'm guessing that was my favorite toy. The green
Teletubbies?
one, yeah.
Those are some weird motherfuckers, dude. I don't know. I don't trust that show.
What, the Teletubbies?
Yeah.
What?
It's disturbing. You ever watch that shit like now as an adult?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to put it on.
We watch it, see what happens. Nah, dude, don't. You're gonna curse the fucking apartment.
No,
More than it already is.
Okay.
Fuck, dude. Favorite toy? I had like a group of toys, not necessarily like favorite, but I had like 5 that I stuck with, and it wasn't.
It was the
anything
ones in the
specific.
bathroom in a drawer.
Yeah, those, yeah.
Okay, next question. Empanadas de piña o de calabaza? I've never had either, but I would say piña.
Nah, calabaza for me. I love pumpkin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. What interests did you have as a kid that you feel like you can appreciate more now that you're older? Or what interests did you have as a kid that you want to revisit?
I think a big interest of mine was puzzles. Like right now, I've been playing Sudoku for like 2-3 months straight. Like every day, I have a daily challenge. I gotta complete it, and I've completed it for 2.5 months straight.
Oh.
And it gives me like different like challenges and shit. But just puzzles in general, I really enjoy now more as an adult. And then also things like Harry Potter, definitely like Pokemon, because they're just bringing back all the shit that came out when we were kids. So like stuff like that.
Okay. I would say, like, one of my interests that I had as a kid was always being creative. Remember how I told that story about how I would just rip up my clothes and try to like make new clothes out of them? It'd be stuff like that, and it wasn't just clothes. It was like I did a lot of scrapbooking. I did all that kind of shit, and I was like, oh, I kind of feel like I'm revisiting that now with like printing. And I've always really enjoyed print. I collect print even when I was a kid, so that's something that I guess that stuck with me or whatever. But I think just that. And like I would say books. I don't really read them anymore though, but I would say like now they're coming out as movies, and I'm like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
Last question is from Daniela. What do you guys do in your free time? I watch shows. I watch movies. I like to cook on my free time.
Yeah, I'd say catch up on any shows. I started watching Only Murders in the Building, by the way.
Did you like it?
Dude, it's good. I haven't seen yesterday's episode yet. So, but I have a
today's
hunch.
episode?
Today's episode. Because it released yesterday, 11 p.m. it said.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen it either.
Okay, cool. So I have a hunch. I don't know if like you might agree with me, but I think it's the woman who's playing the instrument. What's her name?
Why?
Because of the handwriting. So she slipped a note under the door, and if you looked at that handwriting, compare it to the handwriting in the door that said, "Stop the podcast, or I'll come after you." I haven't matched it up side by side, but I'm sure it's foreshadowing.
Oh.
I might
This is
just
good.
be, I don't know.
No, that's good because I mean we don't have a lot of background on her yet, so it could be possible.
And they're making her a likable character, and it's
I
gonna be
know,
like a
it's true.
huge. We'll see.
That's
we'll see.
true. Oh, so up until the last episode, not this new one, but the one from the week before, I thought the person in the tie-dye hoodie was Selena Gomez's character up until this last episode when she was walking and the character was behind her. And I was
Right.
like, okay, so it's not her.
So where was the lady at then? Did they show her? Was she on a date? No, right? Not
I don't remember.
during this time.
Oh, that was an alarm. I was like, what the fuck
No,
is
that thing was growling. I was what the fuck.
What the fuck? Stop. No, but next show you should watch is Dave. So I know we
Okay.
talked about Dave before, and I kind of gave up watching it, but I picked it up again. Shout out Jade and Michael because they put me on. But I finished, and they just came out with season 2 this year. Watched it, finished it last night.
It's only 2 seasons so far.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's only like 10 episodes a season. But dude, if you guys have watched this, I'm telling you, and I've watched many shows, many movies, I have never been so in awe and so like in shock. And so I don't even know. Like I loved the ending. It was such a good, like, honestly, television masterpiece. Loved it. And I'm very critical of a lot of shows that I watch. This one, amazing. Through and through, amazing.
I'm excited. I'm excited now. Yeah, because after this, I don't have anything else to watch, so
No, yeah.
we'll see.
That one, and each episode I think is 30 minutes, so I think it's
What the fuck?
it's a pretty smooth one. It has a
Get
lot of
through.
cameos too, which is really cool.
That's sick. I also enjoy a nice bonfire whenever I get the chance. If I have like 3 extra hours, I'm setting it up.
Dude, we should have a bonfire. We should have a good bonfire.
What to you is a good bonfire?
Like having good snacks. Obviously s'mores. S'mores have to be on deck. Some decent music, comfortable seating, good ambiance. How do I say? You remember how I had the bonfire that one year, but it was like outside on the concrete? It'd be preferable if it was in a grassed area, you know? I think that just like makes the whole seating more comfortable.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. A good smoke, obviously. A good smoke and good people, you know? People that just bring in the good energy.
I'm gonna put you on to a s'more recipe that I have. So typical graham cracker, you don't have to mess up the graham cracker. But there's Hershey's chocolate that comes with the almonds already in it. So chocolate with the almonds in it. And then you also have the marshmallows that come with the chocolate inside the marshmallow. And so I get those if I get the chance. Usually I go with like the square ones, like, you know, they have little flat box marshmallows.
Yeah.
That's like the go-to. But if I have the chocolate option, I'll pick that one. And then your regular graham cracker. But bro, fire.
I like this.
The almonds make like the biggest difference.
Do you completely char your marshmallow or you just kind of brown it?
No, I set it on fire, but I don't let it become like a piece of coal or anything. Like I put it out before that happens.
I feel you. I like that. I like it a little bit burnt, but not to the point where I'm gonna have flakes in my mouth. Like, fuck that. But that's it for the questions. We're super excited. Did we talk about the giveaway? I think we said that we were going to do the giveaway. I don't know if we want to hold off on that just because.
We're having like technical difficulties with the whole YouTube situation. And like that's kind of like what's holding us back right now at the moment. So once we get that shit figured out, I don't know. But it's up to you.
Well, the giveaway is it's done. It can be like presented. So we'll just wait and see, you know.
Okay. Should we give it like another week?
Yeah, we can give it another week. But is there anything else you want to share? for the future?
Not yet.
Not yet?
We do have stuff coming up, and
Yeah.
not yet. No details.
Cool,
yet.
cool. We also want to give a good shout out to our friends on TikTok, everyone that was on the live right before. I know you guys wanted us to show the episode for right now, but we're gonna plan like to do a live episode probably later on, which I think will be really cool. Do you want to read some of the reviews that we got?
Oh, we got more ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
We can read the reviews. There's a couple of them. I think the last one that we read wasn't it the Child of Judas? I think it was that one.
Was it? Dude, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, there was one from August 19th. Someone said, awesome app. Love this. I found you guys on my For You page. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you so much. This next one is from Joe1126. They said, feel this. I feel like I'm talking with you guys too and just saying, yes, I know. Ha ha ha. Love when Jackie says, sorry, I'm high, because that's me too. Yes, so many people can agree. Next one is from Kim818. Top tier. This podcast is my absolute favorite. So many things I can relate to with a Hispanic upbringing, first gen. I think it's dope how honest you are about topics and struggles you've had. Love from California. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hold up.
You want me to read this last one?
Oh, what?
It's just long.
This one's new. I have not seen this one at all. You can read
Oh,
it
this
if you want.
Juanito? It's not Juanito, is it? Your Tío Juan.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
are they referring
no,
to
they
the
said,
other one?
they put their handle in there. Juan is perfect. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think it's him. You can read it. This one's from Friday.
So Juan is perfect 87. You're Tío Juan. I've been listening to y'all for some time now. I don't always get to listen to each episode consecutively because life, Jackie's voice, LOL. But when I get the chance, oh yeah, because you do that.
You know?
Yeah. Oh shit, that was perfect. So Jackie's voice, LOL. But when I get the chance to hear any episode, it's always a good experience. I get the feeling like you guys are close friends of mine. I find myself pausing and adding my 2 cents sometimes, LOL. Seeing the progress made, the projection, life accomplishments makes me a proud listener. Thank you. From when Jackie having her family drama cooking up and finally being able to talk about the situation is always fun, to experiencing Jason navigating the world through his struggles of learning to cope with family stresses, AAA inconveniences, and that annoying neighbor. All in all, a solid and wholesome podcast. You both inspire me to start my own pod, but I just need a solid co-host and some good mota. P.S. Texas is not that bad. Besides the heat and slight hostility, it's bearable. The houses are nice and do make up for it. Haha. Your Tío Juan. At Juan is perfect. Don't judge my username. LOL, it's old and just stuck with me.
Oh, this one's so sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Really
Thank you
appreciate
so
that.
much. I know a lot of people have said, like, you guys feel like older siblings, like my cousins. And I think that's so sweet. I love that.
I can't explain how great of a compliment that is, honestly. In
Yeah.
terms of like what we do. I'm glad that you guys feel like we're in there in the room with you and you could always hop into the discussion with us, which you can if you hop into Discord. See that little transition right there?
Good plug.
But like I said, you can if you really want to. Though there's a ton of people in there always talking. We talk about everything and everything and anything. So
Yep.
feel free to hop in there.
Yeah, we hopefully are gonna update some channels, add some new channels and stuff, because it's growing right now. So we're gonna add some new stuff, and we hopefully see everyone there. You can add it in the bio or the description of this pod episode.
Yep.
But thanks, guys, and we hope to see you guys next week.
Thank you.